Two of South Africa's most talked about political parties, the ANC and the EFF, are constantly clashing. But this rivalry isn't just about politics today. It's about the past. It's about the struggle and the two different visions of how South Africa should move forward. In this video, we'll break down how these two parties, both claiming liberation roots, became so different. From the history of the ANC to the rise of the EFF, and why this divide actually started long before Malema or Mandela. The African National Congress, or ANC, was founded in 1912, originally as the South African Native National Congress. Its goal? Unite black South Africans and fight against racial discrimination. In the beginning, the ANC believed in petitions and peaceful appeals to the government. But by the 1940s, with leaders like Walter Sisulu and Nelson Mandela rising, the party began pushing for mass resistance. By 1961, it had created Umkhonto weSizwe, its military wing, after peaceful protests repeatedly failed. The ANC became the face of the anti-apartheid movement. After decades of prison, exile and resistance, the ANC entered negotiations in the early 1990s, leading to South Africa's first democratic election in 1994. But governing is very different from fighting. And after years in power, many started to question, did the ANC sell out its revolution? In 2013, former ANC Youth League leader Julius Malema launched the Economic Freedom Fighters, the EFF. He had just been expelled from the ANC, and he wasn't going quietly. The EFF quickly made headlines, their red berets, their fiery speeches, their protests in parliament. Malema promised a return to true economic liberation, the kind he claimed the ANC had abandoned. The EFF's platform is radical: nationalized banks and mines, land expropriation without compensation, free decolonized education, and state-led economy with African unity at its core. They draw inspiration from Thomas Sankara, Robert Mugabe, and radical anti-colonial thinkers. But here's what most people don't realize. The EFF's ideology isn't new. It actually reflects a historical pattern within South African politics. In 1959, a group broke away from the ANC to form the Pan-Africanist Congress. Why? They believed the ANC was becoming too moderate, too friendly with whites, and too slow in fighting apartheid. The PAC wanted a more Africanist revolutionary path. Sound familiar? Today, many see the EFF as the modern version of that breakaway, using stronger media, louder tactics, and better branding. So, when you see Malema attacking the ANC, it's not just personal, it's ideological. It's about who owns the legacy of the liberation struggle. Let's break down how the two parties actually differ. As we can see, the ANC, its approach, gradual reform; the EFF, revolutionary change. In terms of land reform, the ANC, supposedly, believes in redistribution with compensation. The EFF famously believes in expropriation without compensation. In terms of economy, the ANC believes in a mixed economy, so it includes the private sector. The EFF wants a state-led, nationalized economy. The tone of the ANC, it is more diplomatic. It has older leadership, despite them obviously being very corrupt. The EFF is extremely confrontational and very youth-driven. In Parliament, the ANC, they are formal, traditional. The EFF is disruptive and bold. The ANC, supposedly, believes in working through the system. The EFF believes the system is broken and needs to be torn down. So, both the ANC and the EFF claim to speak for the people. Both say they're fighting for black South Africans, but their paths and their methods are worlds apart. One believes in progress through power, supposedly. The other believes in pressure from the streets. So the question is the EFF continuing the liberation struggle the ANC started, or are they dividing the movement even more?